Hi, thank you for joining me. Monty McKinnon here. Today is a very important video, and we'll spin the intro and I'll tell you why in just a second. Today's video is about safety in the shop, and I have something to show you. I've got a picture that you'll see here in just a minute that you're just not going to believe. And I want to talk about safety around tools and around your lungs and being healthy. These are safety glasses. I always wear these when I'm doing any kind of cutting because you don't want to mess up your eyes. You only get one set of hearing tools, and you should be wearing some kind of ear protection because you'll only go deaf once. So I would really recommend that you have eye protection, you have ear protection, and you have dust protection here whenever you're using your tools and doing sawdust. Not just the sawdust around, for example, a table saw or a bandsaw, but when you're sanding, you get fine dust. It's like flour, and you don't want to be breathing that in. I've actually cleaned the upper pipes here in my shop, and what I find is sometimes it comes off. There's not even particles. It's just like melted chocolate, but it doesn't taste like that. Now, I also want you to know that I think about fire as well. I have a way out of this window, the window that's behind me. I have another window over there. The door is down there if I have time, and there is a way to get out that way. So I have a plan here, and I can get out any one of these windows or the door if I need to. Now, if I'm trapped, either way, I have a fire extinguisher over here, and I make sure that it's well charged and ready to go in the event that I need it. And so you got to think through this stuff. Now I have some bandages down here. Sometimes I use all my bandages and I've cut myself and I think, I don't have a bandage. What am I going to do? How dumb is that? So what I do is I take Kleenex, I roll it around the cut. I then take masking tape, wrap it around there. That serves as a temporary bandage until I can get first aid and get upstairs and get something done. Now, when you're working with your tools, especially the table saw, let's assume that this here, the blade is here. You never cut anything in front of you, ever, on the table saw. You always are to the side of the blade, always putting it through. Now, this is a well-used push stick. It is cut down here to about 1/2 inch here, and it has about 1/4 inch on this side. And what I'm able to do is to take this and put this up against a piece of wood and push this right through the blade, and that becomes the cut that you see through here. The blade has actually cut all of these, but it holds the piece of wood flat to the blade, and it can't jump up and smack at you. This one is ready for the garbage because I need to get another 2x6 and cut it both sides so I can use it this way or I can use it this way. A handy thing to have because your hands are nowhere near the blade and you've got control. Now, for this guitar right here, I needed a small piece of wood. This is about 1/8 inch square. What I did is I ran the side through, turned the side up like so, pushed up the fence and whatnot so that I could cut this small little piece. Now, I knew that this would shoot through the air, and that's again why I stand to the side. So I ran it through, I used this, and it came through and it came off and traveled in my shop about 12 feet. I measured it about 12 feet and went boom into the wall and stuck there and was bouncing I don't know, can you see that? It was bouncing like this is. So I mentioned this to my wife and she said, that could have impaled you. I said, no, it wouldn't impale me. This comes off the saw at about 90 miles an hour. It would have gone right through me. It wouldn't have stuck in me. It would have gone right through me, unless it hit a bone, of course. So you got to be careful. If you're using some wood that's bigger than this, then you've got more force. For example, when I was teaching, I was in the wood shop and a student was using the cabinet saw and cut a piece of wood just like this. Fortunately, he was standing to the side. A piece came off. There were no other students around. It traveled through the air about 15 to 20 feet and went into a metal door right through the steel door and sat there and was bouncing like this when it was in the door. Now, that would have gone right through him. So you cannot be too careful. So the purpose of this video is to remind you, take your time. Don't work in your shop when you're tired. You've heard me say before, I'm feeling tired today. I think that's enough for today. And when that happens, I'm done. I'm out of here. Now, just to tell you, last night I couldn't sleep. So I got up at 1 o'clock in the morning, thereabouts, came down and glued some of this together here on our next guitar that we're looking at. And yes, you can see it's a traditional guitar. That was the that was the consensus, that people liked the original traditional guitar. So that's what we're going to build on this one. We'll do something different again in the future. But anyway, that was it. So I got up, I was fresh. It was like noon hour to me. I came down, did a little bit of gluing that I had to do, and then I went back up and retired for the rest of the evening. So all of that to say, don't work in the shop if you're tired. Make sure you've got safety equipment around you. Make sure you've got your glasses. Make sure you've got your hearing. You've got your mask. Even if you used the mask for the virus that we have, that blue mask, something to break up the dust from getting into your lungs. You don't want that stuff in there. And make sure you have a way out of your shop, and make sure you've got a fire extinguisher. And if you do that, then you've got the odds working for you. So happy building. I hope it's a good day for you. Work on your guitar. We've just started this, so if you want, you can start your guitar now as well, and we'll build together. You do your guitar, I'll do mine. You ask me questions, I'll answer them on video and see if we can build together. And I have recently had some pictures sent to me of some guitars that have been built by some of the folks that watch this video, and they are stunning. Doctor, that was a great video or picture, and I loved your guitars. Good stuff. All right, that's it for me today. It's time for me to head up and grab a cup of tea, and I'm going to do that right now. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Bye for now.